Great to have you guys with us. I wish we weren't covering this. And we knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. We didn't know to what degree. We didn't know how bombastic and ridiculous the justifications and the post-game commentary from the White House was going to be, but they don't disappoint. They don't disappoint. What can I say? Guys, I've said all that needs to be said, really, and if it takes an hour to break down a 5-minute speech by the president, that's not good. That's not good. So let me go around the horn here, just going clockwise. Hesher, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me. And here we are. Kind of, maybe we always knew we would end up here this day having this conversation. I kind of feel like once took me a few years. I was a little slow on the pickup, but I feel like once I sort of gathered the context for what happened on 9/11, well, this was sort of the end of that roadmap. So no surprises that it's happened, but how it's happened has been full of surprises. No polarizing event this time, Pat. I mean, some would say October 7 was the polarizing event, or some of these other minor strikes, but no, no polarizing event. Just roll out the old Iraq war propaganda, use the exact same stuff that they pulled the wool over everybody's eyes with back then. Do it again and get the bombing going as expediently as possible. Don't even need, I mean, they're prepping us. We're like, the normies out there, or the mainstream podcast enjoyers out there are being tenderized right now like meat. They're being like slowly tapped with the metal hammer of the CIA that is Sarah Adams and Liz Wheeler and Sean Ryan and all these other people that are out there basically mainstreaming the concept of a false flag, but they don't want you to know it's the false flag part, right? So who is your target audience? That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, is it people 75 years old and above? Are you trying to prepare the larger, more intelligent part of the population for a actual false flag event that you're going to repackage yet again with the same old tactics? I mean, that's pretty much what people with a brain are thinking right now. So here we are. We're at the final nation. Who also would have thunk Syria would fall the way that it fell? That's not how we imagined that after the years of propaganda and little poor Omran who had to be called the Dusty Boy, and the White Helmet saga and all this stuff that we were able to, with some precision and some persistence, to pick apart and lay bare for what it is, which is a grift, which is psyops, to cover up mass murder and just mass destabilization and lying to the whole world, creating a fake narrative around the entirety of the Middle East situation for the whole world. And how many people have already had to die over this? And they're just going to go ahead and do it without even giving us our false flag first. How rude.
Exactly. I mean, I really feel almost insulted. You said something, though, about, who is the target audience over the age of what? I actually tweeted that out, Hesher, yesterday here. We'll see if we can all see this on screen. Hold on for a minute. Let me get the Red Hat Brigade out and bring this up. And so this is my question. Why are a few old men so desperate to start World War III? Fair question. Fair question. What is it with boomers? Have they just don't want the next generation to enjoy anything? They're wrecking the economy. They're trying to blow up the planet. What's wrong with these people? I mean, I hate to sound like Greta Thunberg here, but I see a really disturbing pattern of sort of unhinged boomers that are just literally almost, just gleefully, in a sort of ghoulish way, almost excited about World War III, and even using nuclear weapons. I find it to be somewhat insane, disturbing. Here's a comment here by Lawrence Borstein here. Donald Trump, 79. That's catching up to Sleepy Joe. Entered office even older than Biden was at his inauguration. He will be the oldest president ever when he leaves office, if he does leave on time. So there we go. That's yes. He's going. I don't know what he says here. WAIS stroke -4 IQ for Trump's age group is 79. Remaining life expectancy 8.64 years old. Okay, fine. Fair question, guys. Ruckus. I mean, I don't want to sound, like a bleeding heart liberal here, but I look at Trump, I look at Netanyahu, I look at Biden, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with these people?
They're all attached at the hip like some sort of human centipede. That's what's wrong with them, Patrick. They're no different. You're listing all these people. I'm like, sure, they may look different on the outside, but on the inside, they are all the exact same creature. Can we go back to dancing Trump? I mean, I think he's getting to that age already where we're going to stop seeing him doing the dance. I've been watching his body language lately, and he's got his shoulders are humped. He's got his arms down, and he just looks, and he barely moves, and he's got like his little T-Rex arms flipping around on the sides occasionally, and I'm just like, he doesn't even look animated anymore. Is this fake Trump? Maybe this is what the fake Trump looks like, because we had the fake Bidens during the previous administration. Maybe that's the fake Trump. Who knows?
Over your left-hand shoulder, I see. The face looks familiar. The face looks familiar, but I can't put a finger on it. It looks like somebody that I know, but then unless it's a transvestite.
Well, it's a special thing that I got. See, I have bad news for everybody. I have been shipped out to foreign lands to against my free will to be a war correspondent for the new war, which the United States has entered, according to all the headlines in New York Times. We don't need congressional approval anymore. All we need is the media to tell us we're at war and it's official. So in case you missed it, yes, even though it's not officially been reported, the White House doesn't say, yes, we're at war. The media is saying it already immediately. But I've been drafted, and I wanted to remind myself what I'm fighting for at home, because during World War II, the soldiers would put up their pinup girl photos, right? So this is my pinup photo girl for the war with Iran on behalf of Israel. And in case the face looks familiar, here, I'll do a zoom in for you.
I know who that is. That's Miss South Carolina.
There you go. You nailed it. So, just got to remind myself who we're fighting for. I have other pictures on the other side. You can't see it that, of Benjamin Netanyahu wearing a bikini. I didn't want to offend anybody, but just got to remind ourselves what this is all about and who and what we're really fighting for. He had a very, very good night the other night, Saturday evening, when Trump made the announcement. He was a very, very happy man, if you know what I mean.
I'm going to stop you right there. You just misgendered. You just misgendered them, they, them. Lindsey Graham.
But a Saturday night, Patrick, what a time and a way to let this happen. Like, it didn't just ruin everybody's night. I mean, I wonder how many bars across America, right here in my state of Texas, I wonder how many of them are like, stop everything you're doing. We're tuning in to see the president. He's making a big speech. It's a big deal. We're going to war. This is it, everybody. And everybody stops their partying and they're drinking and they're sportsing and doing whatever they're doing for that. What was it? Barely 3 minutes worth. I mean, that was quicker than what happened to this guy after he heard the news, if you know what I mean.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you for your service, Ruckus, for going and, fighting for Israel. That's very, I'm not going to say America first, Israel first, isn't it? So, sorry. Anyway, go out there and, show those Iranians that we.
Well, I'm just covering the news, but I am participating in the war, the information war. So I have to write pro-Israeli propaganda, and it's not difficult, to be completely honest. I just copy and paste everything that everybody's already saying.
I know. I follow Bill Ackman's Twitter account, so I know that you're going to basically say the same thing. So it's.
I'll put a big red flashing sign and use all caps, and we'll be okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, is the caps. And again, Trump's very strategic how he puts all caps. There's a code in there, and if obviously for the QAnon crowd, they can work out the numerology behind all that.
Can you imagine their math this week for the QAnon Trust the Plan crowd?
Oh, yes.
They may have had to tune out for a couple days or something here.
Oh, we should give a prize out for the best workaround on this. Give me a Q workaround, Ruckus. What would the Q crumb be on after Trump launches this unprovoked war in Iran?
It's wag the dog. It's all fake. He didn't really drop any bombs. It's just for show. I can't figure out why. Well, I
know what it is. I know what
man.
it is. You need help on this. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple of mulligans. Trump didn't drop any bombs. What he did was he dropped basically water balloons, and that was to fool the deep state, to make the deep state think he was dropping bombs in order to keep the deep state on him, because on Monday there's 100,000 sealed indictments, and he's going to round up all the pedophiles. He's going to release the Epstein files and the 9/11 and the JFK files. And it's the DOJ. Dan Bongino is going to be like cleaning house on Monday. So this was all just a distraction to make the deep state think that Trump was doing their bidding, when in fact he's going to take them all down on Monday. How does that sound?
That's pretty good. I like that one. We could also go with, well, they've been using that one for quite a while, right? So they're already all supposed to be locked up, right? So the real Hillary, the real Tom Hanks, all those people, they've actually been spirited away to various caves where they've been imprisoned in Iran and in Gaza for the last 8 years. And Trump is now just bombing those people. They're having their summary executions now. So he's actually going to come out and say, yep, all the pedophiles and the frazzle drip drinkers and the adrenochrome people and the Pizzagate people, they're all gone. We just nuked them all. Haha. Suck it, deep state. How about that?
Yeah, he's really working with the Iranians to take down the international pedophile network there. He's liquidated all the worst transgressors, of course, and then they may appear in Hollywood blockbusters, this year, but that's not them. Those are lookalikes and doubles, or it's AI and CGI. So, Trump's got it all under control. That's the main thing for the QAnon people. We want to calm them down and just let them know that trust the plan. Everything's going to be fine. And don't worry. It's all coming out on Monday, literally sealed indictments, Epstein list. I mean, what did you guys think of the Today's Show graphic?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Like, I was like, it took me a minute to notice it there for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember seeing JD Vance there.
Oh yeah, that's basically what it is. Mission accomplished.
How did they manage to do the thing with little Marco? Did they have him standing on a little podium back there? I mean, they managed to make him look relatively the same height as even Hegseth. I was shocked. How did they do that?
He's on his shine box, man.
No, he's not. He's just wearing. He's borrowed Ron DeSantis's lifts, so he's not actually standing on a box. Those are just heels, flamenco heels. But that's all in character because he is a Latin fella at the end of the day. So that's what it is, folks. So
it's nice to see that Jeffrey's been getting some sun lately. He clearly has the suntan out of the bunch.
Must be nice having multiple islands.
Wetness protection program somewhere, probably New Zealand or something like that. Usually where they send the Skripals and Epstein. Paraguay, I think. Ken Lay's got a ranch. On
Diddy's bungalow right now. He'll be there soon.
Yeah, right. Diddy. Where is Diddy, by the way? Is he still in the trial right now?
He's in court. Yeah, he's in trial. And it's just every time I take a peek in there, I can't dive into that rabbit hole. It's so gross. It's just like they only focus on the sex stuff and nothing of interest. It's like same with Epstein. If you remove all the creepy sex stuff, there's still a lot there, and that's I guess that's the Overton window shift on those two guys, right? Like, same with like Harvey Weinstein, who actually, as it turns out, probably should not be in prison. But those other two, it's like, yeah, just creepy sex stuff, man. And I don't need that in my world. I've got enough doom and gloom in my feed to totally dive into Diddy's thing. Megyn Kelly's been covering it. She's been ignoring a lot of this other stuff that she's cheerleaded for so that she can, it's very fortunate for her because she can focus on Diddy and, you know, some weird football coach's too young girlfriend and stuff like that. You know, it's like there's this new like constant drip feed of like Johnny Depp, Amber Heard style stuff for political.
Glenn Beck does a lot of that, wastes a lot of time on that stuff. It's a good distraction, isn't it, from like the important stuff?
It's fun too, and for me, it's like I want to do it a little bit too because I can actually reach out into some of those other areas and, you know, talk about the financial aspects and the relationship aspects and the lack of victims or victims that were there one day and not there another day, people that were paid off, you know, those kind of things I find interesting. But you know, everybody else just wants to be creeped out by the wacky sex stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the field tents. Your guys' field tent look there. This is good. This is a good look.
We're at war. We're at war, man. So, you know, we're in the bunkers.
Yeah, this is a good look. Now I'm going to show you guys, you know, leave it to Donald Trump to make a perfect meme out of yourself. And you know that meme when the sunglasses go on and it's Snoop Doggy Dogg and the joint shows up?
Thug life.
Yeah, whoever the reporter is on this, if they had the camera on him, I'd be giving him one of those Snoop Dogg treatments. Because Trump just basically set himself up to be the feature of his own amazing meme. I mean, I can't believe this guy. Let's bring this up. You guys have probably seen this, but we're going to show you. So he's asked point blank once again about Tulsi Gabbard. His own DNI said Iran doesn't have nukes, and once again, Trump sort of kicks her under the bus. But this is it's too perfect. The timing of it. It's almost like they rehearsed it.
So you have that Iran is building a nuclear weapon. Your intelligence community has said they have no evidence that they are at this point.
Well, then my intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Your director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my gosh! Honestly, you know what's worse than this? I'll go to you guys on this, but what's worse is that Tulsi doubled down on this and blamed the media for misinterpreting her comments. I mean, she said it right on camera. Iran doesn't have the bomb and is not pursuing it. There's no more context required. But she did because it was damage control. They're so paranoid about all not having complete unanimity on statements, and Trump just will not tolerate any even slight variation. So this is like worse than, I'm telling you, Kim Jong-un is running a liberal progressive government in North Korea compared to this. This is like, Stalin level sort of stuff. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous. If you saw the Avengers there when I was in the first segment, all standing up there, of course, minus Jeff, who's the real power behind the throne.
See, I have a fun question. What importance is the Director of National Intelligence in a perfect world? Just being deadly serious here.
Okay, I'll explain to you. The DNI was not a real position. It was added, like so many other stupid things in our government, after 9/11. So I think it was 2002 or 2004. They added another layer. So the DNI is supposed to curate all of the intelligence briefings from the NSA, from the CIA, from the DHS, from, I guess military, maybe Pentagon intelligence as well, and then like fuse that together and then brief the president on what are the most, to prioritize the top threats. That's the Director of National Intelligence. So it's more of an administrative job, and but her power is in the curation. and ordering the priorities in terms of what's the most biggest potential threat, what the government needs to pay the most attention to, what the president needs to pay attention to. That's the job. It's almost like a type of, intelligence liaison for the president is what it is. And so that's her job. And
Okay,
yeah.
So if she's wrong in her job, why does she still have her job? If the president, I'm just saying, like, to somebody who doesn't even know, to go that far of a level, and they think that she's really truly that important. Oh my God, the head of the person who's supposed to know all of the things in order to keep the country safe and feed it to the president, she's wrong. And the president's just like, yeah, she's wrong. We're okay with that. Like, none of this stuff makes any sense. We're okay with literally entering war and allowing headlines to go on and say that we've entered war without the necessary, every school child pretty much, I thought, knew this. You need congressional. There's so many on the face basic things that, like, everybody's ignoring. And I don't understand how and why we're here. It makes zero sense to me whatsoever.
Well, you're a good point, Ruckus, and she should resign, because it's as simple as this, that if the president basically is undermining you as the DNI, it means that if you stay in the job, it means that, well, first of all, your office is compromised at that point. And if you then continue and you don't publicly push back, then technically you're in violation of your oath. You're in violation, especially when there's a war involved directly to her assessment, directly connected to this Iran war. She's in violation of her oath, because she should defer to the constitutional position if her credibility is being challenged, or her office, or the assessment, and the president is acting extra, constitutionally outside of the constitutional process, she should at least resign. And her resignation would then speak volumes. She doesn't even need to make a statement about why she resigned, just resign. But if she came and went public, she could prevent the war from happening. If indeed she is the same Tulsi Gabbard, that she accumulated all of this support from all these different people, Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, that saw her because she framed herself as an anti-war, voice of reason, patriot, all this other stuff. And clearly she's not, because if she was, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing now, which is basically undermining herself with her tweets to make it look like she's not disagreeing with the president, when the president threw her under the bus twice in a week. I mean, come on. So I'm looking at this, guys, and we spoke about this on the Midweek Wire with Freddie and Arnaud, the French attack group. We said that basically it's completely untenable unless she was promised something in 2028. What do you think? Just like Mike Pompeo was promised something which never was delivered to him. He was meant to be on someone's ticket in 2024. That's why he tore up the JCPOA. That's why he started all those wars and got up to no good when he was Secretary of State. And the lobby basically put him on the sidelines. Atlantic Council, Fox News, Ozempic. And yeah, I know he's Mike Pompeo is the first person I've seen on Ozempic that looks way worse after taking it than he did before. So, I mean, having lost the weight, it's crazy looking at that guy. I mean, but anyway, I hope he's all right. He's not particularly a nice guy. Anyway, we're still compassionate. But you know what I mean, guys, with Tulsi, do you see her as a ruthless careerist? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I can see why all the people around him are obsessed with their persona narrative and their PR machinery, because like I've been saying for a couple years now, they've all been tightly attached to some sort of PR person or agency or something. There's someone rebranding a lot of these people, rebranded them to bring them here. So they've put a lot of time and effort into that rebrand, and to have something like this come along and, destroy the credibility that had been built for some of these people must be personally and in a career way devastating. But, we the people don't actually give a flying, about that, because we just don't want to go to war. So there's that. So I can kind of see where the pearl clutching comes from when it comes to their own little personal stories. But Tulsi's really in it right now. She's really stepped in it, and to say that she was like misquoted and all that, like, these things are written down in documents. They're written down in government documents. You can read it with White House letterhead on it. It's like, it's there.
She put it out.
Yeah,
she put it out.
She signed it. I mean,
it's very low character on her part, and I don't trust her. I would not trust her, and definitely I would never vote for her as president. But I don't know what party. What party is she going to run for?
She'll go for any party. She's done both parties now, and she's done both their bidding. Well, once she got the attention of the, higher levels of lobbyists in DC, then, that's when all the rebranding started. That's when she went independent. That's when she started a YouTube channel. That's when she's changed her position on Second Amendment issues and started running around with AR-15s and cameras behind her. Like, who do you think you're kidding here, lady? I mean, we give you the grace to have a change of heart. But if you truly had a change of heart and came around to a more constitutional outlook, what is going on right now? We don't understand what you're supporting here. But, I think that the big thing here for you out there watching is you shouldn't listen to these three guys here. You shouldn't listen to guys who've taken, logic and philosophy and political science and, done 10 years of breaking down propaganda while at the same time doing journalism and broadcasting. Like, you shouldn't listen to us. We're people that are looking for actual truth and context. And you now live in a post-truth world. That's a term you'll see more and more these days. We first saw it on Odd Man Out's podcast, I believe. It's part of the tagline for his show. That is the context in the world they want us to live in right now, where it's a your truth thing. It's a my truth thing. That's why the confirmation bias and the cybernetic feedback loops are the way that they are, because you can have your own truth. Bibi can have his own truth. Trump can have his own truth. We can have our own truth. But the bombs shall drop anyways. The beatings shall continue until Trump gets his deal, whatever he thinks that is. And we'll never know what the deals actually are. The rebranding of all these people and the bringing in of them into his cabinet, and just the open bringing in of all the tech bros to his cabinet, basically, shows you that this is not representative. This is not a representative government at all. They're not telling us what the deals are going on in the background, who benefits from them, and if they're constitutional.
And just on that Tulsi here, this is Mike Preisner. He's married to Abby Martin. That's Abby Martin's husband. So he's got this on his Substack here. The title of his article is "Tulsi Fails Her Life's Biggest Moment." And yeah, that's kind of like a good summation of it. That is, if this was indeed, those were indeed her principles. And if those were indeed she had real anti-war principles, and all this deep state, we shouldn't let the deep state run this and that. And that. I don't think she ever held those principles, because if she did, he wouldn't have written this article, and this would have never happened. So you're talking about someone here who's very malleable. I spoke to someone that served with her, knew her pretty well. So I have to take this person's word for it, in the U.S. Army. Okay. Multiple tours. Okay. And I think he's out now. He's with DOD now. He's a contractor, DOD contractor. And he said, he described her as ruthless in pursuit of career advancement. Ruthless was the term he used. Now, I know that's just one person. I've heard some similar things from different quarters, but you do get a feeling, though, of somebody that is real shapeshifter. to wiggle into the MAGA camp and become a Republican, like literally to go from being a Democrat and then on to Fox News. And after October 7th, you saw the venom come out. It was very ugly with her. Very anti-Palestinian, very anti-Muslim, anti-Arab. And it shocked me. It shocked me to see her on Sean Hannity. It was almost, pushing sectarian narratives. And I just thought, wow, the Israelis have got her 100%. Like they really got, so she's no different than anybody else on that network. But I was shocked because it was Tulsi Gabbard saying it. I thought she was somebody else. That's what was shocking. It wasn't particularly what she said on that network would bat an eyelid, But, sandwiched between her, Alan Dershowitz, and Hannity on some segment, it's like, whatever. But they really got an asset there. And I'll show you something else, you guys. This is also something not getting any coverage in America. Right? Freddie Ponton's on it. Let me see what Freddie's got here. Hold on. I think there is. Let me go to Freddie's account because he just posted something that is of what's going on. Basically, here he is. That's our Freddie Ponton, journalist and researcher. Oh, okay, guys, look at this. Tel Aviv, following the United States airstrike. Look at that. So they're getting pounded. So what do you call this? I guess the gentrification of Tel Aviv. Property developers will be moving in soon to redevelop. Apparently, Iran unloaded on Israel after the strike. Have you heard any of this on the U.S. news?
No. No, they correct me if I'm wrong, but they've made footage like this. It's supposed to be outlawed, right? Like, so this is like smuggled footage, basically illegal footage, if you will.
Israel's outlawing it. You can get arrested, for sharing footage of missiles or damage in Tel Aviv. So, like, that's the only democracy in the Middle East. I mean, it's already a joke, but it's more like Zelensky style kind of government now. They're getting hammered. Absolutely hammered.
I've seen some crazy footage. I've been bookmarking all of the footage like this that I come across. Because I feel like, it's going to disappear into the feed otherwise. But there's a lot of it. There's plenty of it. And it's interesting to see the comments under it, too.
Wow. So maybe we could, the U.S. government can bail out Israel with another $100 billion. What do you think?
Hey, why not? That's our master anyway, right? At least financially and global policy wise. I mean, I'm not sure who's pulling the strings here, but who's pulling whose strings? But this country apparently is happy to dump trillions of their tax dollars into this country. I saw someone drop a bit of a black pill, Pat. I want to get your take on this. I don't remember who it was, but I saw someone throw out on X the concept that the government and businesses in Israel are potentially taking this opportunity to destroy their own buildings so that they can collect on insurance. And this guy had a really detailed breakdown of why that might happen and showed some of those, insurance liabilities and, kind of policies that would be involved. And it may just be too meta and too deep considering what's going on, but I had to it made me take pause and set the phone down. I had to think about that for a minute.
Listen, the only people that would insure buildings in Israel are Israeli insurance firms. And I just can't see them wanting to pay out. Just call me, it's like,
especially at a time like this, they're going to have actual payouts to do.
I can just hear the conversations like, oh, come on, you're not gonna cover me. Oh, we can't. We're just overstretched. There's no way. It's not going to happen.
Just can't bomb your building.
Yeah, it's not a terrorist attack. It's you're not insured for state actor. This is a state actor. No, it's a terrorist attack. It says in my policy. No. This is the Iranian government. So it does. We're sorry. We can't cover you. Sorry. Oy vey, it says here on the on the policy paper, whatever. It would just be amazing to hear the infighting on that. But is that old saying, isn't it? What goes around comes around. So shouldn't be shocked.
Which is the other elephant in the room. You guys were quickly dismissing, well, we didn't need a false flag to get to this point, but that doesn't mean there's still not going to be a false flag coming as a result of what just happened, as because they said, hey, if you do this, we're going to strike back. And we just saw some evidence of what the striking back looks like on that side of the world. And so whether or not they're going to do anything on this side of the world, as I intimated last week, doesn't matter. It's because, corrupt parts of our own secretive government or powers that be, they're going to do something. They're going to do the false flag because we want this to be a long, drawn-out engagement. They want to clamp down and take away our freedoms. They want more excuses to roll in with the technocracy crap. Tulsi, what party is she going to run for? Maybe she'll run for the transhumanist party, alongside J.D. Vance or something. Who knows?
Yeah. He put out a crazy statement. I'll bring that up in a moment. I mean, Vance. Checks in the mail, says John McGuire. He's talking about the insurance coverage. Good point. Ruckus says Ben Howell, obviously endorsing your last statement there. Here we go. Ian says, so following the PNAC handbook, that's Project for a New American Century for all you newbies, can we please expect to move on to China before Trump's term finishes? Move on to China. So here we go.
Did you see him? Did you see him at that very same media talk on the tarmac that you were playing from earlier in that talk, when he was just, bloviating? He said that he stopped. He's like, he had to go down the list of all the wars that he has stopped since he got here, and he's taking credit for stopping a war in Congo, stopping a war in Pakistan, India. He took credit for stopping 4 different wars that our media never talks about. Basically, Kosovo. He mentioned Kosovo. It's just I just thought it was the hubris that he was spitting there, and it was just no context on how any of those things got started, or why there's still a problem, or what the U.S.'s involvement in any of that was, or what he means by he's made a deal with all 8 of these countries to stop 4 wars. It's just well, we're gonna bomb Iran tonight, but look at all these wars I've stopped.
Yeah, well, I've talked to the Rwandans and the Congos, and as you know, they've been fighting a long time.
Yeah.
But we've got a deal, and we're going to be doing beautiful trade with the Congolese and the Rwandans. There's no genocide's going to happen there. So it's just stupid, isn't it? But here's Vance, you guys. This is one for the ages here. JD is not to be, let's say this comment here, jokers for you. How far they push is not predetermined. It's what they can get away with, says jokers for you. And what they get away with is based on resistance. That's a pretty logical take, actually. It's kind of in many ways, that's how it works. That's called manufacturing consent, you could say, as well.
There's very little resistance now. I think that's why there's an inversion between when a polarizing event, aka potentially a false flag, would happen before any sort of military action like this, right? But now we're in the post-truth world, and now there's no resistance. They watched the entire world pull their pants down and grab their ankles over their COVID scam. They've watched the whole world sit there and allow a genocide to go on for months and months and months, just a complete disaster. And now it's well, we can just shoot the missiles, and we'll know that's not going to polarize the public. That would normally be something that would polarize the mainstream media to an extent, at least to a theatric extent, and would polarize people. But look, they just did it. It's hardly polarizing anything. The only complaints are on X and, out here are people like us, whatever. So they're not going to get any fervor. They're not going to get any yes, cool, America, F yeah. They're not going to get that without the event that Sarah Adams, CIA stooge, is going around right now and promoting on all the big podcasts. So I think that's why we've got an inversion. Used to go false flag, then war. we're just going to go war, then false flag this time to try to garner some support for that 75 and above crowd and that 30 and below crowd, just the most malleable brained crowd that they can.
Yeah, let's say it's usually a good point, Hesher. It's usually false flag war. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go war and then false flag, and then maybe a few false flags. And let's do some different kind of sleeper cells. Charlie Kirk and who's DC Drano. Oh my gosh, DC Drano. I'll show him in a minute. But and what an apt name, Drano, for this guy. But here's JD, not so advanced. That's what Photon here. Look, I'll bring this comment up, of course. I just queued that up. JD, not so advanced. Little play on words from Photon there. Well done.
We had when Ruckus had his graphic up earlier, we had a great one in the chat. I think it was from Summer. It said Lindsay Grandma.
Lindsay Grandma, yeah.
Lindsay Grandma.
Yeah, Lindsay is he's it's getting a lot of attention lately. Okay, here's JD Vance. So you guys, this is the vice president, all 42 years of him or whatever, how old he is. We're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. Well, he's catching on, isn't he, with the news speak, right? I mean, here we go.
Is the United States now at war with Iran?
No, Kristen, we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. And let me just say, Kristen, that we're incredibly grateful and proud of the American Air Force pilots who did an incredible job.
Just gaslighting straight off the bat. Like, straight to our men and women in uniform.
If some country bombed all of our nuclear facilities here, you guys, do you think we would consider ourselves at war? Like, I mean,
yeah, we'd be like, wow, God, at least they're not at war with us. They're just at war with our civilian nuclear energy program.
He's mad at those cans. He's not mad at the cans. He's trying to shoot you. Remember that scene where the guy was trying to kill him and he was shooting the cans and he's like, the cans. It's all about the cans. Same kind of thing.
You guys, this is next level, sort of Soviet level, like propaganda. This is like a cult. They can't even answer a straight question. They give you an inverted answer. We're not at war with Iran. We're at war with so you threaten to kill their leadership. You've already killed some of their leaders, killed the negotiators you were negotiating with, and you bombed their civilian nuclear energy program while Israel bombed the oil refineries, so they have no energy. But you're not at war with Iran. You're at war with their nuclear program, and there's no weapons. That's an important detail, isn't it? That gets missed a lot. Here's JD.
Last night, the operation was really extraordinary. These guys flew from Missouri. They didn't land a single time. They dropped 30,000-pound bombs on a target the size of a washing machine and then got back home safely without ever landing in the Middle East or ever stopping other than to briefly refuel. And of course, they did that in the air. So it's really an incredible operation, a testament to the power of American military. And I think what shows what can happen.
It's illegal. It's illegal by U.S. constitutionally, international law, UN Charter. The United States is hemorrhaging credibility, and this is pretty much going to be the last nail in the coffin. Nobody, do you think the Russians are going to trust the Americans on Ukraine negotiations? Kiss that one goodbye.
Than when you have that great American military in the hands of capable presidential leadership. What we did is we destroyed the Iranian nuclear program. I think we set that program back substantially, and we did it without endangering the lives of the American pilots. That's an incredible thing, and I think we all should be proud.
So, listen, guys, they haven't destroyed their nuclear program. And why would you destroy their nuclear energy program when they don't have weapons? They just automatically make that jump to the accusation of WMDs. But even then, Iran produces all of their centrifuges domestically themselves. It's all Iranian tech. They have the plans already. They can just rebuild it. In fact, they're going to do it in secret now. And they have motivation to do it in secret because of this. Because of this. So how is J.D. Vance different than anybody in the Bush administration?
I can't figure it out. I can't figure that out. Doesn't seem like he is at all.
He wears more eye makeup.
Yeah, he's in HD. I mean, I don't know. He's in 4K. He's
Yeah, he's got a better webcam. That's for sure. So
Well, he said it was a 30,000 pound and the target was the size of a washing machine.
Are we supposed to be impressed?
That's overkill in my book.
Didn't the Iranian government come out and say like you only like damaged the entrance to this thing? It didn't even hurt it.
Yeah, and based on the munitions they used, there's no way that it could penetrate more than, I don't know, 20 meters at most. It damaged the entrance that was already hit by the Israelis. That's what I gathered from the post blast. But I guess JD has different information. Then I guess they just say they destroyed it, and that's good enough.
Well, there's sorry.
Has anyone added up the cost of this? I was just curious.
Yeah, those very expensive flight, very expensive crew, very expensive bomb. Yeah, think tens of millions of dollars at the least, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars probably when you get to all the people involved with planning and all that stuff. Hundreds of millions of dollars, I would guess, for that op. But Creative Accidents is reminding us in the Boiler Room Discord, who remembers Stuxnet? If you remember Stuxnet, you know that Israel has an obsession with destroying Israeli civilian nuclear power infrastructure. This isn't a new thing with them to want to take this out.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys a special one here. We've got Rick Grinnell. This guy's unbelievable. It's another one of like Trump's sort of stooges. This one was from Charlie Kirk, who I guess is the head of Turning Point USA. How much money do they get from the Israeli funding sources? Who knows? But he's basically putting out his false flag flyer, Charlie Kirk. Let me see if I can bring that one up. That was probably from earlier today. But so DC Drano and all these kind of the MAGA, I don't want to say magatards because that's a bit of a pejorative. But they're really pushing it. They're really pushing the stupid commentary. Some of these guys. Oh, here we go. Here's Charlie Kirk. Not the brightest bulb in the box, but he thinks he's an absolute genius because he has a large social media following. I don't know if you guys notice this, but it's kind of a delusion these days that people think because they have more followers that they automatically what they say is more true. Did you notice that? I don't know. I
also noticed a lot of followers that Kirk has disagree fervently with what he says in the comments under it.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of his own sort of room a little bit. But here's what Charlie Kirk said here. He says, in times like this, I find a lot of people say stuff and they'll end up regretting it. Hyper-emotionality should be dismissed. Rejoicing because we dropped a bomb should be met with humility. Dooming should be met with cautionary optimism. The world is not over. Our best days are ahead, says Charlie Kirk. So this is more like a milquetoast, as I've said here, a sort of milquetoast. Then you've got the sort of DC Dranos of the world. And this is one of those kind of Trump court propagandists, social media influencer, millions of followers here. And I'm just really going to call it what it is, which is Magatard Central, helping to prepare gullible Americans for another false flag here. And DC Drano says, Iran may now activate violent sleeper cells in the U.S. Stay armed when you go out in public. Okay, stay armed when you go out in public, guys, because of what we've done. Iran's going to activate all their sleeper cells, according to DC Drano. Defend the homeland. Okay.
What does that mean?
What the F does this? How about this? Report things that seem unusually off. If you see something, say something. Remember Homeland Security back in 2002?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how have we not like evolved here, or like we're literally going back into the jungle now?
We've
right?
evolved into some sort of communist. That's a communist slogan. Defend the homeland. That's like straight Bolshevism.
So this is just knuckle dragging, like 2002 neocon speak here. So this guy is basically a primate. His name, I guess he's
But
got
how
a
many
name.
likes and retweets?
Rogan O'Handley he's got a name, but he goes by DC Drano. Drano is that thing you pour down the toilet. Okay. That's what am I wrong? That's what Drano is.
Unclog, pesky hairballs in the sink, or something like that.
And he's followed by, the FBI director, Kash Patel.
Another sleazy feline, as Tucker would say.
Okay, so this is what he's saying. And what I love about this, and he thinks he's a journalist, right? He was holding the Epstein folder. He was invited to the White House with libs of TikTok and Mike Cernovich. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And Liz Wheeler. He was one of them. So here's his source. So he's a source. Look at this. So his source for Iranian sleeper cells that are about to be activated is this. News Nation. That's, if you guys don't know what News Nation is, if you get fired from CNN, this is where you go to work. News Nation. Okay? So the White House monitoring possible Iranian sleeper cells source. Okay? That's a good enough, quote, source for DC Drano. This is straight up propaganda. Straight up propaganda.
Yahoo.com, nonetheless.
It's and even worse, it's News Nation syndicated.
News Nation / Yahoo. Oh my gosh!
That's
wow.
Chris
I like what our friend Pete Liquid said there. It must be a parody account with 2.2 million views.
Yeah, I wish that were true, Ruckus, but it is a type of a parody in a way. As the Iranian Supreme Leader threatens irreparable harm if the United States joins Israel's fight, the White House is warning of so-called Iranian sleeper cells. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous stuff. These people are pretty much, they'll believe anything that's spoon-fed to them that seems to fit their narrative, whatever that is. It's a little bit of a problem that we see quite often, don't we, in that realm. So that's there's another one I was going to show you guys, but I'll leave that there. It's sleeper. That's a pretty good one. Sleeper cells.
And let's not forget. I know we talked about this before, so I'll be brief. But he's on that list of people that get paid by management companies like Influenceable. I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones that was on that list. Or if he's not on that list, he's probably working with another company like it. A lot of these people get a base pay and get $1,000 every time they post one of these things, or more, depending on how many followers they have. So they don't even write these things themselves. Oftentimes you can look at Cat Turd and a bunch of other people, and a lot of people have pointed this out many times. They'll all have virtually the same exact post that they put up at the same time, and they have timelines for them. All that. It's a deliverable from someone that's paying you in many cases. I don't know that that's the case with him particular with Influenceable. I think somebody has maybe proven that. I don't know. Do your own research on that. But these companies are out there. They're doing these things. And a lot of these accounts that get the mega boosts like that one are working with companies like that. And then you can easily look at the boards on those companies and see, there's people from various places and various other businesses that you will find familiar.
Yeah, Tulsi has always been an Islamophobe. Many have said. Let me see what else we've got here from our comments from our viewers. Here we go. Yes, Tulsi is an opportunist. She seems to have values, but they never make it through the true barrier. Okay, interesting. I think I know what you mean. And this is a complimentary tweet here from John Hurley. Love listening to the crew. But does anyone know what happened to Basil Valentine? An avid UK listener asking. Yeah, Basil's still around. This is obviously festival season in the UK. And Basil has a very intense summer season social schedule. He's in high demand, at a lot of events. He is very popular, as you can imagine. So we are trying to get him on the program. I think he'll hopefully be joining us one of these, either on the midweek or the next Sunday Wire. But yeah, Basil's, he's around. Don't worry, Basil has not gone anywhere. And here we go. Speaking of Shmuley, I suppose Mossad have pics of Tulsi. Well, it's funny you say that, actually. There are rumors. We'll just leave it at that. But we all know what the currency of Washington, D.C. is. And yeah, a lot of people are disappointed, like ZP Zap. I trusted Tulsi around 2016 when she told the truth about Syria. So did I.
Yep.
So all of us did. We were big fans.
And she just recently had that heartwarming thing about the bomb being dropped on Hiroshima. What was that all about? Just for show, I guess?
Well, yeah, Ruckus, and that's a good question. You know, we talked about that in the midweek with Freddie and Arno, and that was put out on June 10th. The anniversary is in August, so clearly that was produced and maybe released early. It's a kind of a good cop, bad cop thing. You know, it's like she's anti-nuclear, Trump's pro. You know, it may be in advance of a potential use of a nuclear weapon on Iran. If there was a major controversy with that, she would automatically be positioned as the dove, Trump as the hawk. So creating contrast. That's the only way I was like looking at how and why that was released, because it didn't make any sense for a director of national intelligence to put out a political message. To me, it's very unprofessional. Just for putting that out, you should like leave the job. I don't want my DNI, even though I agree with her activist message, I agree with it. I don't think it's appropriate for a DNI to be pushing that stuff out. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
That's strike two, Tulsi.
Yeah, here we go. Look at this. As a politician, Tulsi kind of reminds me of Erdogan. Oof, that is harsh. Always playing both sides of the fence. Wow, I've never heard anybody compare Erdogan to an American politician. That is harsh.
Burn.
Damn. The whirling dervish himself, Tayyip Erdogan. I mean,
you hear that, Tulsi?
Whoa. I mean, that's some serious, you're evoking some serious energy there, guys. Well done. Arcane eclectic. Well done. Never trusted Tulsi. Always wondered why folks were so enamored with her and had pinned so much high hopes on her. Well, you know, I spoke to Danny Haifong last night, and he's always been skeptical of her and others, like Samira Khan and some of these other people online. They've always basically been skeptical of Tulsi. I'm more of an optimist, so I try to encourage behavior I like in the hopes that I'll get more of it. You know what I mean? But I'm a little bit naive in that respect. But hey, oh my gosh, this is they're talking about must be Pompeo here. He snorts Ozempic. Wow. Yep.
You guys are brutal.
I know there are some brutal comments in here. I mean, really based. It's getting more based by the day.
Yeah.
I think it's just a reaction to things that are going on here. Look at this. Oh, what are they saying? Evening Ruckus, Patrick Hesher, and Mr. Taff. And one and all in the chat, Mr. Taff. Oh, Mr. Taff in the chat. Yes, I see. So more recently, coming in to our comment feeds here. I mean, we just got a surge of like 300 comments while we were just talking there. So they're coming in fast and furious here. And here we go, some Nostradamus action. Micropsycho. What we are seeing on the geopolitical stage is a grumbling black swan. Oof. That will run and run into 2027, all timed to move markets with precision to accumulate the 200-year-old Rothschild playbook. You're not far wrong there, my friend, Mr. Micropsycho. You're not far wrong. Because Trump, according to Hirsch, Trump wanted to do the strike on the weekend on Saturday, so there's not to rattle the markets on Monday, to allow it to not to overheat on Monday, with to cool off on Sunday, i.e. today, and digest it in the news cycle and stuff like that. I mean, that's very cynical, isn't it? But that's where we're at. I mean, that's not really, doesn't make you feel very good about the society and the civilization when war is like something to do on the weekends before the market opens on Monday.
Well, it sure had its way with the cryptocurrency markets, though, because those are always open, and they felt it. It's interesting that Micropsycho is using some of the same strategy that Donald Trump uses by focusing on just using all caps on certain words.
Yeah. Arcane Eclectic says, OMG, Patrick Henningsen mentioned my comment. I'm honored. Thank you. Well, we appreciate your intelligent commentary. And give us great comments, and we will do our best to put them up on screen. We like to recognize quality feedback from our audience. Here we go. Ooh, this is just too racy. I can't put that on the screen there. There's a Tulsi one here. This is, I don't know about that. I sort of want to screenshot that and send that to you guys offline because it's pretty crazy. I will screenshot this and I'll share it with you guys later. I cannot put this on the screen though. It is just too racy. It's a Tulsi comment.
Too hot for TV.
It's way too hot for TV. Okay, here we go. Is genocidal or is Genocide Barbie still in the hospital? Who is Genocide Barbie? Is that Laura Loomer?
It might be. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure.
The DHS Barbie had a medical thing.
Christy Nome?
Oh yeah, that one. Okay, Genocide. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, now I recall.
I got you.
They usually call her Ice Barbie, but I see what they did there.
Wait, why was she in the hospital? I feel like I got a blip and I don't remember what it was.
It's probably the next pandemic.
I think she had an allergic reaction to something, probably OD'd on something or rather. Too many tranquilizers with the scotch. Who knows?
Right.
Well,
Bear in our boiler room chat says, breaking, John Bolton hospitalized with 5-hour erection after hearing about war with Iran.
Yeah, that's right. So true, actually. I can corroborate that. I've seen that on other news other reputable news outlets have published that. So I think it's true. We think it's true. John Bolton was very, very excited. There's a lot of them. They can't believe their luck. Lindsey Graham went into a 24-hour orgasm, and he's currently under supervision at the moment. Still shaking. The aftershocks, still feeling the aftershocks. He just couldn't. He was running around his hometown in South Carolina naked through the streets for literally 24 hours after Trump launched the strike, and his Secret Service team had to basically tried to get a hold of him, but they couldn't actually catch him because he was covered in baby oil. But anyway, we're not going to bring Diddy into this. Okay, here we go. And that was again, that's adult. And this is not a family show right now. Okay, here we go. Yes, I predict that an Iranian sleeper cell is going to spread enriched uranium in Texas. It's a false flag. Cluedo. So Texas I hear a lot of this dropping names of Texas cities like Houston. There's Muslims there. Dallas, too many Muslims. So like are they going to go for Texas? Is that
I think they were going to, but now that the vice president has gone on Meet the Press and said where the bombers flew out of, I think Missouri might be. The vice president may have put a target on the back of Missouri in that statement.
Ooh, yeah, that's yeah, yeah. The show me state, show me the money. Here we go. Is something going on with the gray streak in the hair? He's talking about Tulsi, right? That's what they're talking about. Corella DeVille.
I would have loved to. I keep imagining this PR group that makes her. I would love to have been a fly on the wall in the meeting where they decided, yes, we're going to go with the Cruella streak. I mean, I would love to hear the psychology behind that.
I think she's going for the Indira Gandhi look. That was she had the kind of white streaks. I think it's something like that. Normally, that's something you'd want to level out in politics because it does have sinister connotations to it. Maybe that's what she wants. Maybe there's some messaging going on there. A few John Bolton jokes coming into our feed right now. Here we go. Yes, indeed. The walrus surfaces from the swamp. Indeed. The world's most dangerous walrus is John Bolton. believe it or not.
Shoot.
Yeah. ZP says, I can't believe we are enslaved by these clowns. Neither can I.
Yeah.
Neither can I. I can't believe Donald Trump. Oof. I did an AI project for Trump and BB. Grok did such a good job on it, but I can't publish it because it hits too hard. It hits too hard. Let's just say Trump got a delivery from BB. And the delivery was, let's just say, goalkeeping equipment, Israeli themed.
I'll check this one out that Ruckus made for our previous boiler room.
Okay. Ooh, yep. There it is. Yeah, they're getting off. They're getting off. BB's he's pretty cocky right now, but at the same time, Tel Aviv is getting trashed. So, property values are kind of dropping right now in Israel. It's a good time to buy.
Sounds like only priority airlifts out now, too. I don't think normal flights are happening, right? It's just U.S. government and others coming in and doing I don't know how they lottery that out, who gets on the flights.
So, here we go. Peter Scheck says USS Nimitz, RAP. Yeah, they pushed that big hunk of garbage right off the coast of Israel. I can't imagine why they would do something like that. And it turns out Larry Silverstein's put an insurance policy. He's bought it and got it insured just in time for the conflict, him and Frank Lowy. So, it's insured for 2 separate missile attacks, just so you know, double payout.
And it's slated for decommission in just a matter of months, too.
Indeed. Oh, yes, here we go. Ian Taff. They'll leave the uranium in the Texas school book depository. You bet. See how far ahead of the curve our listeners are, our viewers? I mean, so far ahead of the curve.
There was a second batch of enriched uranium on the grassy knoll.
Yeah. Yep, here we go. Oh, gosh, there's another Tulsi. She always reminds me of a skunk with that white suit. Oh, yeah, Pepe Le Pew. Yeah, Pepe Le Pew's girlfriend. Remember that?
Right, right.
I mean, I didn't say it. They've said it. Tulsi added 2 more white streaks.
Pepe Le Pew's been canceled. He was canceled during the culture war, didn't you know?
Yeah, he was too misogynistic, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The French
catcalling. Too much cat. You can't catcall anymore. You can't tell a woman you don't know.
That philandering little French skunk.
Yeah.
He trained so many. Okay, here we go. I'm getting pushback. Oh my gosh, witches and secret societies. Oh, we're not going to go there. We don't want to go down that. Here we go. USS Nimitz equals USS Liberty 2.0. Yeah, Mark Anderson did a good interview with Phil Turney on UK Column recently. It's actually really good. And I learned something that I didn't know before, that the United States already had scrambled jets to bomb Egypt. They were already in the air. Yep. LBJ was going to get us into World War III. That was going to happen. And it turned out the Soviets broke it up. The Russians intercepted the comms and kind of blew the whistle on the whole thing and had to be cooled down real quick. Otherwise, they would have got away with it. Isn't that? Thank the Russians. They're not the bad guys.
Yeah, there you go. Love the avatar there, Arcane, Eclectic, and Absu.
Yeah, very good, very clever. Perhaps they'll hit us with Novichok in perfume bottles. Yes, it does happen from time to time. Pepe Le Pew's getting some recognition here. Pepe Le Pew's girlfriend was a black cat with a white paint streak on her back. Yes.
That's right.
That's right. Like a badger. Yep. You see? Okay, here we go. We'll just wrap. And yes, I fully agree with this. John McGuire, LBJ, used to be the worst POTUS ever. Do you see what he said there very subtly? Do you see that?
You should have capitalized worst.
It used to be. Used to be. Yeah. And he's not now. So he's inferring that there's another worst president ever. Am I right or am I wrong? John McGuire, let us know. Am I correct? Are you inferring that the current POTUS is now the worst ever? Is that what you're saying there, John? Drop that in the comment.
He must have
please.
missed the last one, I guess.
Yeah. Oh no, he's saying many presidents. Yeah. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
play. Fair play.
Yeah, he's down the list at this point.
Fair play. I'll end with this, and this was my. I'll show you my. This was my opening gambit on today. I'll bring this up on screen here. Yeah, I'm sure you guys will appreciate this. Great moves, great dance moves. Ruckus, didn't you say you wanted to see the dancing Trump come back again?
It'd be nice, yes.
Yeah, we can arrange that. We can arrange that. Trump was the man about town. Let's bring him up. Give Donald. There he is.
Oh, it's my favorite Trump dance.
This is 1992. What's up with the eyebrows? What's going on with those eyebrows? Have you ever seen eyebrows like that?
That's some like crazy caterpillars going up there.
And the hair is, I don't know what to make of it. It's, anyway, how we got here. That's my headline. So here we are, folks. Take a look. How we got here. History may look back and say, this is where World War III, the first phase of World War III. How do you capture a president? Well, sort of like this. So you guys, it's Bill Clinton was tied up with this guy, right? Trump's tied up with this guy. Bunch of other governors, heads of intelligence, Bill Gates, you name it, all tied up with this guy, Jeff Epstein.
Banking elites, real estate elites, foreign intelligence, daughters of foreign intelligence people. I mean, the list is very long, isn't it?
Yep, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Yep, he's saying hide your kids, you betcha. That's right, definitely around these guys. Yeah,
1992 again, by the way.
Yeah, something about that year. Something about that year. Get your numerology on, folks. Yes, will my Trump coin appreciate? Someone's saying. Yeah, it's like, oh, here we go. This is what I was waiting for, guys. Mad Lad. Best QAnon cope. He's saving Israel for last. Oh, that's the best cope. That is some top cope right there. Mad Lad gets the award.
You too can be in the QAnon crowd.
Sorry for everybody that has made some great comments today, but we're gonna have to give the award. The major award goes to Mad Lad. That is the best QAnon. He's saving Israel for last. That is so cute. That is so cute. Wow, amazing.
John Bolton's mustache is not amused.
That's about as good of a note to end on as anybody. Yeah, Mad Lad, you fucking came in there at the end and snatched it. You snatched the prize, mate. Amazing. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done to the Mad Lad. Well done to everybody. There's just too many good comments in here to even mention. I mean, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody in the comments section. And any final words? We'll go around the horn to our esteemed colleagues, Mr. Bryan McClain, also known as Hesher.
Yeah, check out the other night's Boiler Room. We had a pretty good time there, considering all that's going on. We ripped on the new Trump phone a little bit. Apparently, he thinks that now would be a good time for his two sons to grift Americans into think they're buying some sort of phone that is not a piece of cheap Chinese crap. It's built in America, not manufactured in America. So that means they bought it from China for $100. They paint it gold. They put a Trump logo on it. They charge you $400 for it, $500, $600 for it, whatever. And that was fun. We had a lot of fun over there in the Boiler Room. Talked about a lot of stuff. So recommend you go check that out. It's last Thursday night show. It's up on Rumble and on YouTube. and there'll be a show post up at alternatecurrentradio.com for it very soon. I want to give just a brief shout out to all my colleagues here at Alternate Current Radio. We had an all hands meeting yesterday. Sorry you weren't able to make it, Patrick, but it was really cool. So do us a favor, go to the website, check out the Daily Ruckus, check out the Mystical American Patriot Society, check out the Odd Man Out podcast, Sunday Wire, Boiler Room, all the good stuff we got going over there. And we had a great meeting. So it was just want to give a shout out to everybody on the team over there. Yourself included too, Pat. Sorry you weren't able to join us, but Thursday nights, Boiler Room, that's where you find us. We do need your support. We have support links up at alternatecurrentradio.com and 21 Wire as well, so you can support us both independently. We appreciate that if you can, and if you can't, hey, share our stuff around. We're definitely dealing with some algorithmic issues, so the more of you that comment and share, the more that helps us out. We really, really appreciate it. We're trying to build up towards a in-person meetup this year. So both ACR and 21 Wire need your support in making that happen. We also have a lot of reporting work on the 21 Wire side that goes on in the background, and that is viewer and listener supported. And also Patrick launched a Substack. I don't know if that's public yet or not, but I'm going to go ahead.
It's public. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wanted to promote that real quick for you. I want everybody to go to Substack and subscribe to Patrick's new Substack. That's going to help out too in the long run.
Yeah, just say Patrick Henningsen. Just put in a search bar at Substack. And by the way, we do commission some really good original reporting, and we actually had somebody on the ground at Bilderberg this year. And if you want a good wrap up of Bilderberg, including pictures of all of your favorite globalists, right here, folks. Review of Bilderberg 2025, AI drones, technocracy, and the transatlantic alliance. That's up at 21stcenturywire.com. That's Peter Thiel right there, literally an arch technocrat, a globalist, complete with the fascist haircut. This is a great piece by Hannah Borno here. Also, we linked to Charlie Skelton's piece in The Guardian, which is amazing. But look at this. We've got the Greek prime minister. We got the head of MI6, John Sars. Got Google DeepMind, Spotify. We've got here strategic planning. Kevin Harrington here, National Security Council. He's also managing director of Thiel Macro, LLC, one of Peter Thiel's guys. Microsoft, Mustafa Suleiman. Again, AI, Alex
Karp. I see Alex Karp right there. We spent a substantial amount of time on Boiler Room talking about him. He's the CEO at Palantir right there. Palantir, who was one of the many sponsors for the Army parade that was much interesting to watch.
So do you guys know who this is wearing the Lindsey Graham vest and the pretty white shoes? Do you know who that is?
Remind me. He looks familiar.
That's the former CEO of Google.
Ah, okay. Eric
Schmidt.
Yes.
He's still there at Bilderberg. And what else we got here? This Carle Bildt. He's a hardcore globalist. And wow, the power couple right there, Ann Applebaum and Radoslaw Sikorski from Poland, the chief Russophobes and cheerleaders of the Ukraine war right there. Russiagate, Ann Applebaum. She's one of the main drivers of Russiagate, if you remember. So they're at Bilderberg. So yeah, it's all about war, autonomous drones, and AI. That's it. And they're all making tons of money off it. So, that's up at 21stcenturywire.com, folks. So this is a great piece by Hannah. We're proud to publish it. We appreciate her work on this as well. But it's a great wrap-up piece. If you want to know basically a good snapshot of Bilderberg, it's here. And her and Charlie Skelton are their coverage year in, year out has just been so consistent. Dan Dix is good at doing the doorstep videos. He's really good with the camera, chasing Peter Thiel. It was epic. Dan Dix from Canada chasing Peter Thiel all over the place. And that was great to see Peter just very uncomfortable with that type of attention.
Yeah.
He just kind of wants to be seen as a good guy. And but Hannah and Charlie Skelton, Hannah Borno, great team. their coverage has been great. It's these types of journalists where you can understand what Bilderberg is actually doing, and they're great journalists. So yeah, that's up on our website, folks, right there at 21st Century Wire. So yep, Ruckus, take us away.
Yeah, of course, Hesher mentioned alternatecurrentradio.com, and he mentioned the Daily Ruckus. Not doing a lot of Daily Ruckus lately, unfortunately, but if you do go to the website, you will find what I have been doing lately, which is, I'm calling it Roundabout Ruckus, mostly my recent appearances on Weaponized News with Sam Chaney, which is every Mondays. So after I do that, I'll post it up on the website. Of course, that's where we post everything, including the Midweek Wire, in case y'all are wondering. There's one extra spot you can find it. Of course, Mystical American Patriot Society, as Hesher mentioned. And I know somewhere on here, of course, you will find Sunday Wire. And our good friend there is the Odd Man Out podcast. That right there is a combination of a donkey and an elephant, by the way, which represents the current political party that's running the show. On the other side, of course, is an Israeli flag. Anyways, thanks for having me. It's been a blast. We got to do a little dark humor whenever we can, and we're going to go crazy, especially since the world has quite literally been plunged all against our wills without a congressional approval. I will remind everyone once again into World War III, war with Iran, and all that fun stuff. So hold on to your butts, everybody. Keep your head on a swivel. You should be walking around in America armed, but not because of Hamas or Iran or anything silly like that, but because there's bad people in the world, and you should be able to protect you, yourself, your friends, and your family. Just ask Hesher and myself. We don't need the threat from Iran to walk around armed in the state of Texas to keep safe. Thanks for having me again. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God save this planet.
Yes, indeed. Yes, our prayers go out to everybody, especially in the Middle East, that are underneath the bombs. We hope that those bombs miss you and do not connect, and we're praying for that. And also, we're praying for sanity to somehow reoccupy the White House and reoccupy American politics, because many of us are not happy with the direction things are going right now at this present time. So we're hoping that other sane leaders speak up, Republicans or Democrats. You've all been coward, and I hear nothing. And it's just really incredible. It's really incredible. Besides Thomas Massey and some other great American representatives in Congress. There's a few of them co-sponsoring Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna's bill for congressional vote on the war powers. And so we applaud that type of thing. And they have way more support bipartisan-wise than anybody did for anything like this before 2003, before the Iraq War. So I am positive that a lot of people are awake on this issue, even though it looks really bad on the surface. A lot of people are awake, a lot. So this is where I think different class of awareness now in 2025. And hopefully that's going to slow the progress of these goblins. They're turning into goblins. It always happens, doesn't it? You spend too much time in the swamp and you acclimatize. How else can we just describe the phenomenon? I can't. So that's it. Guys, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate your commentary and weighing in on this very, very, very important issue and very important point in history. And again, tune into Alternate Current Radio, Boiler Room, Daily Ruckus, various other great podcasts and content there. Great team, great people, great community. Support them at every opportunity, folks. So thank you, guys. All the best. We're going to be signing off now in a moment. Again, Sunday Wire, we've got the whole archive here. Just go to 21stcenturywire.com. That's our weekly show, Midweek Wire, usually on Wednesday. Obviously, we sometimes have delays because of news and tech, but usually on Wednesday, usually the same time as you see here on screen as a Sunday Wire. And also, we need your help. Support us. We've got so much stuff we're putting out in terms of content, journalism, shows, live streams, all this other stuff. We're running, I don't know, at least 4 social media platforms and about 5 video sharing platforms in addition to 21st Century Wire. Donate, support, better yet, subscribe and become a member for just around $5 a month. You can subscribe and become a member at 21wire.tv. That's one way you can pledge your support month in, month out. We appreciate all of you guys. Important times. We've been here since 2009. That should tell you that we are serious about this. We are not a fly-by-night organization in terms of independent media, and we've been around the block a few times. We've seen it all happen more than once. That's why our commentary is usually on point. I'm not just saying that, it's true, and a lot of you are here because of that, and we appreciate your listenership and your viewership as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. That's all we've got time for today. I'm Patrick Henningsen, your host. It's been great. Appreciate you guys tuning in on the live stream. Got great numbers on X, over 3,000 people on our live stream just on X alone, and a couple thousand on Rumble and YouTube as well. So yeah, great to see the new audience coming in as well, and I appreciate that. I'll tell you more about the Substack, but you can go to Substack, Patrick Henningsen, jump in there, and there'll be more posts there. Different content than on 21 Wires. It'll be a different content stream there, but there's stuff that we can't do on our website that maybe is more appropriate, more personal on Substack. So check us out there. You'll be hearing more about that as we go. That's all we got time for. We'll leave you with the music of, well, it's a good time. It's a good time to listen to Joseph Arthur, and what a great song he wrote right after October 7th. Take care, you guys. All the best.
Sides when their mothers cry, and no real way to justify their death that comes from an evil sky. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now in Gaza somehow. Damage like a nuclear bomb, dressed in a kill box. People can't escape. They're told to leave, but where can they go? A genocide, some think it's biblical faith. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now in Gaza somehow. Might be the last time to raise a hand about who we are. What's this say about who we are? 'Cause this might be the last time to raise a hand about who we are. What's this say about who we are? Digital images and digital lies cut out their heart along with their supply. The propaganda leads to dehumanize our fellow humans and silence their cries. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire. say about